So now, we got to go back here to 1974 to really understand these crop circles. 1974, Carl Sagan, scientist for NASA. They had this project, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. They said, we're going to build a radio telescope. We're going to send a binary code out into space. The first part of the code is going to be the key to deciphering the rest of the code. We're going to send a message about ourselves. So, this is how that binary code would look if you expressed it on paper, right? Where it shows our decimal system, how we calculate our mathematics, right? It shows the basic molecular structure of life on planet Earth. The 5 elements that make up organic life: hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and phosphorus. It has the formula for our DNA nucleotides, how these different elements come together to form life within us. It shows the number of DNA nucleotides we have and the number of DNA strands we have. 2. Double helix, right? It shows that we're humans. We average about, this is what we look like proportionally. We're average about 5'9" in height. There's X number of billion on us, whatever billion number it was in 1974, right? It shows we're the 3rd planet. We're on the 3rd planet of our solar system. And this message was sent by a radio telescope. So this was the original message Carl Sagan sent out to space in 1974. 2001, we got a response in the form of a crop circle. This is the picture of the crop circle. Okay? We got a response. And this is what their response said. Okay? We use a decimal system just like y'all. We got the same elements y'all got except carbon. We don't have carbon in our bodies. We got silica. Okay? Y'all got 2 strands of DNA. We got 3. Our DNA nucleotides is formulated a little different. We are only about 3 feet 4 inches in height, and our head is a lot bigger in proportion to our body than y'all's, right? We live on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th planets of our solar system. The 5th planet is probably our home planet. That's how we interpreted it. There's 21.3 billion of us, and we send our communication through orbs. That's an orb down. So, again, this is the original. This is Sagan's. This is what they sent us, right? Then 1 year to the day. That's why I say they do use the dates. 1 year to the day, these series of crop circles appeared in the same field. All right? So, this first one, first crop circle ever of its kind. Because the way it was set up, at first, when people first saw it early in the morning, right, it just looked like a bunch of circles, a bunch of, like the crop had just been fashioned in these random circles. But then when the sun shined on it in a certain way, it made a pixelated image. So where do we encounter pixelated technology? Computers, and where I'm taking, so if I want to take a picture of my brethren, and I take that picture, it's going to be in a pixelated format. So the message in this crop circle is saying this is a picture of us. Okay? Then they sent this other message, right? All right. So now you saw the picture of themselves. It was humanoid. It looked like a human, kind of like a human head, human face. Here's a picture of obviously a reptilian or possibly insectoid being. I think it's supposed to be a reptilian being. Okay? And the reason why is because how it's depicted. Now remember, when they took a picture of themselves, they formatted in what? In pixels. They got this reptilian being in lines of what? Lines of what? Not binary code. When we're looking at TV, there's lines of what? Begins with an R. Resolution. Lines of resolution. Right? So, this being, they're saying the message and the way they depicted this crop circle is saying this is the being, this is the entity who projects himself through your televisions and computers. So this harkens back to the science that, I know everybody in here saw They Live. I know it, right? Everybody saw They Live, right? What? All right. Is this your only copy, Brethren? No. All right, good. Yo, y'all got to get this thing right here. John Carpenter dropped the science on these reptilian beings and their use of the television to control our thinking and control our perception. So on one level, it is just planting them seeds of thought, consume, obey, right? But then on another level, it's all about these reptilians finding a way that they can appear like mankind. I'm not even going to say appear like humans. Appear like mankind to further manipulate and control us. Alright? George Clinton dropped that science in the film Cosmic Slop. So if anybody saw that film, it's a vignette. It's 3 like short stories. But the first one, he deals with this science of how the reptilians use the technology to broadcast the image like they appear like they're human, right? But they're really not. Okay? So you got this image of them. And then what they did was they made another crop circle image of a disc, of a CD. So when you burn you know how they say you're going to burn your CD. You're not like burning grooves like, when you think about the LP. The LP was a spiral of grooves that had etched in it the vibrations of the music. So when the needle, which is a little crystal, an oscillating crystal, would move over those grooves, the crystal would resonate and shake in resonant affinity with those grooves, reproduce the sound that was captured on those grooves. And that's how the LP works. So when you're making a CD, it's a different technology. In binary code, like there's several manifestations of binary code, but the most simple is what they call the ASCII code. The ASCII code is basically the binary equivalent to the alphabet. So when you type the letter A, there's a binary expression of the letter A. On, off, off, you know. Meaning that, you know, binary code is bits, either on and off, organized in groups of 8. Alright? So now, when every 8 measures in this outer band, there's a half of what would be an on. So that was their way of saying, like, yeah, use binary code. Remember when we sent our message up, we sent in the message the key to decipherment. So the outer band is the key to decipherment. Every 8 bits of information, there's a pattern. So that means you organize everything else in bits of 8. So then they were like, oh, this is the ASCII code, right? So once they figured that out, they then they just spelled what it said. And this is what the message said. Beware of the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Beware of them cats giving you all that technology. I'm talking about they're going to clean up the environment and make your life easier and make your life simpler. Much pain. Y'all going to have a lot of pain, but there's still, you know, y'all got to endure a little more. It's still some time. Believe there's good out there. And remember when we heard Jaime Maussan, he said, this is the most important part of the message. We oppose deception. We oppose the deceivers. And the conduit is closing. I feel that means like their conduit, their channel of power, that thing is closing. Alright? So, again, we mentioned this. We're going to do a little comparing who's who. I'm not going to go in depth in this. If y'all want some in-depth reasoning on this, I'm going to be at Cummins next Saturday, December 17th, 5 o'clock. I'm going to go deep in. I can't go too deep, but we won't get up out of this joint tonight. Alright? But I'm going to really go in on who's who of these star nations. But real quick, these brethren right here, these are our extraterrestrial ancestors. These are what the Kemites called the Anui, what the Dogon called the Nomo Titiani. Okay? These cats right here, we know them in our earliest forms. This is the one them called Lucifer, Satan, that fallen angel, the devil, the deceiver of the nations. We know them more current as the reptilians. Okay? They depicted themselves pixelated. Like, yeah, there's a picture of us. We humanoid. They depicted the reptilians in lines of resolution, saying this is the technology they using to trick y'all. Their origins is extraterrestrial. They from out in the heavens. These cats, the story tells us when Lucifer fought a battle in the heavens with who? Archangel Michael. That's what Anpu was building on Michael, because Michael is the celestial avenger. Michael is the one that the Most High said, yo, go jam them up. Them just violating the universal law. Jam them up. And so when Michael fought that war in heavens and fought Lucifer, where did he cast Lucifer? Into the earth. Into the earth. So these reptilians, they're fronting because there's a lot of misinformation, and this is what I can't go deep in now, right? Deciphering the misinformation from the real information. But they're trying to play it like they're from the heavens. They're not. They're from in the earth. Okay? And they need to manipulate humans into opening up the portals for them to come out. Aleister Crowley was the main one opening up portals for them prior to World War II. The Nazis opened up a lot for them in World War II. And sad to say, the people that call themselves our government opened up a lot more at the advent of the atomic age. So the detonating of those nuclear weapons, it opens up portals for these cats. Phenotype. Our extraterrestrial ancestors is humanoid. These cats is reptilian. Their intention benevolent. They come in peace. They told us. They said they're using their sightings to show their intention. An orb comes down right above the Dome of the Rock, which is the site of King Solomon's temple, fourth holiest site, of those three world religions, right? These cats, their intentions malevolent. Point of origin: galactic core, Pleiades and Sirius. These cats' origin, the inner earth. Now, originally, they may have been starborn, just as Lucifer at one time was an angel in the heavens. But they've been cast into the earth millions of years ago and are actually using us in an attempt to escape their judgment. Okay? And attempt. And the key to that overstanding is the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch got all the clues. Enoch, the first prophet. That's why how is the first prophet not even really talked about in what they deal with today?
Because he pre-Adamite.
That should tell you a lot right then and there. They just covered my man's thing up. Revelations is a perverted summary of Enoch. Because the judgment that is received, that they talk about in Revelation, and again, it's that emotional thing. How is it perverted? Because it's hard to read Revelations and maintain productive emotion. Because they say, not even the dog that pissed against the wall of Babylon shall escape the judgment. So we right here in Babylon. So if the dog that pissed against the wall is not going to escape the judgment, how are we supposed to? So it's hard to read Revelations without a shadow of fear. A shadow of fear creeping into your heart. But Enoch tells you straight up, like, yo, the judgment is for Azazel, which he called them reptilian beings, and them fallen angels. And it's a time of us rejoicing.
That's what I said.
You know?
You're crazy.
So, they've lost these cats. They've lost their ability to travel intergalactically. They're bound in the earth. They're using mankind. I can't even say they're manipulating us, per se. They're manipulating human beings collectively, mankind specifically, to set the stage that they can escape. The first big recorded clip of the mothership, January 28, 2010, of city over China, and it shut the city down. When the ship